All right, thank you so much. Of course, we are here at the Serekunda East Mini Stadium, and it's a pleasure to talk to the president, Mamadou Yusufa Cham. Cham, welcome to this special broadcast. Let me ask you first, how is the Nawetan qualifiers going on?
Lavin, welcome to Serekunda East. The Nawetan qualifiers is going well. We started on the 1st of July, and then I think we are in the second round now. The second round started this week, and then it is going fast, and then it's going peacefully.
We have seen the qualifiers began in the form of a cluster the last time,
Yes.
and it's a great initiation.
Yes.
But can you brief us um, for us to understand the meaning of this cluster? Why do people decided to go with a cluster instead of a round robin competition?
Yeah, basically, this is we started this in 2023, where we decided to play the qualifiers in cluster. We have the clusters. We have here Bundung, Talending, Fajikunda, and Larikunda. These are the four clusters, and then in each cluster we have 13 teams. The 12 we have 12 teams that will go for the first round and second round, and the 13 team that played the last year playoff will join them, making it 13. So the reason why we do this is to decentralize the Nawetan. We want each community in Serekunda or around Serekunda is to have a team. This is the reason why we did this, and that is to decentralize our Nawetan. So basically, you can come to understand that there must be a team from Talending, there must be a team from Bundung, there must be a team from Ladikunda, and there must be a team from Fajikunda. So the Nawetan will go continuously to have those representatives of all those clusters in Serekunda.
So this season, the Fiesta is on. That is the qualifiers.
Yes.
So all the qualifying teams are happy to play their Nawetan in the Serekunda.
Certainly.
That's the qualifiers.
Yes.
How are you guys anticipating until the end of the qualifiers?
Yeah, it is very organized and then very peaceful to play inside Serekunda East than the buffer zone. For the past, I think 4 years, we were playing at the buffer zone, and then the committee has decided this year that we have worked hard on our pitch for the past 2 years, and this year we will play inside. And basically, you can see the pitch is going, and then matches are going in and out, and the pitch is where it is still. The SESDO executive has done a lot of work in collaboration with our groundmen. We supported them, provide all the fertilizers, the black sand, the sprays, the manure, and then the groundnut cells to make sure that this pitch is where it is. And this is a continuous work, and it's a continuous work. Even off the Nawetan, we are continuously working on our pitch, and that is why we are having a very, very good pitch to play qualifiers and then proceeding to the Nawetan.
Well, this season Nawetan qualifiers. How many teams? Are participating, and how much revenue are you expected to get from the
Yeah, our target for revenue is 15,000 each day, and I think since the qualifier started, we are achieving more than this. We are maintaining the match expenses from the qualifiers money, at the same time having a plus on top of it. So, which is very, very good. Meaning, this year qualifiers is very sustainable. At the same time, SESDO will have revenue out of the qualifiers. So, as I said, we have 48 teams automatically qualified, and we have another 4 from last year playoff, making it 52, and then we have another 4 that is waiting relegated, and then going to wait for any team that proceed from the clusters to meet them in the playoffs. So we have 52 teams that are registered for the qualifiers. So the 4 playoffs that are relegated from the last year's Nawetan are coming in the last game, and that is the playoff games.
Well, when the Nawetan qualifiers was approaching, the announcement was done that teams have to formally apply
Yes.
to get scrutiny,
Yes.
and they have to get all their documentation right. One of the things that SESDO has done
Yes.
over the past, season since you came into office is to make sure that every single qualifying team to have a crest. That is a badge to show a symbol what they belong.
Certainly.
And it has to be also on electronic fashion
Yes.
to be sent to the committee.
Yes.
You also make sure that they have to fill a certain form,
Form, yeah.
Which are very much important in line with the SESDO, principles when it comes to Nawetans.
Yes, yes.
Why do you guys came with the initiation?
Yeah, basically is for the organization of the community. At the same time, for the organization of the qualifying rounds, going to the Nawetan proper. There is, when we came into office, we have teams ownership problem. A lot of teams, I am the owner of the team. We were the team that made the teams to qualify. You cannot understand. There is no documentation. There is no file. There is no reference. Even in the Nawetan teams, we did it. We wrote to all Nawetan teams to provide their current executive. It's a very informative form that says to decide, and there is a registration committee for it. And this registration committee, we also involve people outside, not committee members. Those are stakeholders. They vet 70 forms applied, 70 teams applied, and then SESDO was able only to take 52 teams based on the standards. I think more than 10 teams were rejected, and we explained the motive of their rejection to them for them to understand. I know one among them, or one among the reasons will be how they fill their form or the documentation they should submit. You should submit ID cards of your president, ID card, photocopies of ID of your secretary general, your executive members, and the club where it trains, the location where it's the establishment, and all the information we need from the club. Disorganize the teams. You can come to understand that we even approach teams that are from the same fence or around each other to make it as one team and to organize themselves more. And this organizes Nawetan, and also it gives us the responsibility as to who should we talk to when the team does anything that is abnormal. We have the president's number, we have the secretary general's number, we have the official's number. So these are informations that are kept in SESDO for future reference. Today, tomorrow, you can walk to SESDO and you say, I'm looking for a particular team, they are executive members. We will just get to the file and open it and then give you the executive members. Anybody cannot come and say, I am the owner of this team, I registered this team, I did and did that. So there is a long issues of this, many issues in our first year, second year. That is why we came with this informative form to make sure that teams are well organized and we know whether it is a community team, is an academy, or is an individual team before the team is registered into the qualifiers program.
Well, I'm so some made a lot of noise. Others are not happy with secondary modus of operandi.
Yes.
But clarification is very much sacrosanct, which SESDO does all the time.
Yeah, that is
my next question is, when you guys thought about increasing the amount of money that should be paid for qualifiers, to add a little bit to 9,000.
Yes.
I mean, some said, why is SESDO charging 9,000? Why are they even charging for qualifying 9,000? I mean, can you give us a little bit breakdown for someone who doesn't understand the expenditure or the the things that you guys do? And some said SESDO you get like a Halisby, and I think clarity is very much important. Even though your stakeholders or the people that are responsible exactly know how things are doing.
Yeah, this is a very important question. I think subsequently we are increasing the qualifiers registration, and that is based on the economic situation of the country. If you look at qualifiers, SESDO, where do we start? We start from issuing the form. From issuing the form, what do? We screen the teams. If we get the teams, what do? We approve the teams. If we approve the teams, we tell you to go and pay to the SESDO's account. If you pay to the SESDO's account, that is where your registration is completed. Following your registration, what do SESDO do is first is to make sure that there is a rules and regulation for the competition, and that is where the expenses start for the qualifiers. We print rules for all the teams and then give it to them. The fixtures, give it to them. We organize an extraordinary session with the teams, invite them. We remove SESDO funds to orient them, to let them know about the rules and regulations, each and every clause of the rule, from morning to afternoon. This year we did more than that. We organized a refresher training for the coaches. We bring resource person, we pay them transport reform. We organize a basic coaching training for them. Loss of the game, we invite referees, retired referees, to come and lecture the coaches. All these things are expenses to SESDO. From there, what do? We reprint the rules and give them the final rule from following agreement. We also have additional rules even after that. We do the same thing and then give it to them back. From there, we start the qualifiers proper. Before the qualifiers proper, we printed 52 registration forms, more than 5 to 6 pages colored. We give it to the teams to go and make sure that they do their registration. These are all expenses before the qualifier rounds. And we come to the qualifiers proper. Match day expenses from the referees, security. These are the major expenditures. You can understand, Serekunda is we used to take 10 securities. This year we increase it to 15, just to make sure that there is peaceful qualifier rounds. We increase the number of securities this year.
So how much are you paying per referee?
Yeah, we are paying each referee $350.
And the securities?
We are paying each security 200. So 2 games is 400. So
now logically, I understand.
Yeah.
No, referees, you have limited number, maybe 4 or 5.
Yes.
But you are bringing, for example, 15 security per day.
Yes.
And of course, that is going to be 200 by 15.
Yes.
And of course,
not 200 by 15, 200 by 15 by 2. It's 2 games.
2 games.
Yes.
So necessary. And what we are trying to explain is that you pay them per game.
Yeah, we pay referees per game. We pay securities per game, not per day.
Wow.
Yeah, these are all expenditures that people should understand.
But didn't you guys talk to the referees committee? Maybe the referees is understandable,
yes,
but the
yes.
securities as well. Well, they will say it's understandable as well. Yeah,
we are talking to the media. I think the IG gave us approval.
Yeah. So
and then we went there to talk to them. In fact, the price, the code was high, but we talked to them. They are our people. We talked to them and they understand our philosophy and they accepted the 200. Yeah,
so
but the offer was more than that.
I was gonna say,
yes,
like, okay, you are bringing 15 security,
yes,
just to negotiate for the full game.
Yes.
But I understand the logic that we are saying now. Hence, these people will be here for the 2 games.
Yes.
Now each of them will be paid per game. That means 400 per day.
Yes.
So, but your committee, are you not spending beyond what we are expecting? Because if you calculate all those things, and you are not talking about the people that will be selling the tickets, you are not talking about the people that will be coordinating the grounds or whatsoever.
Yeah, we have different expenditure lines. We have referees, we have securities. Those are the major ones. From there, we have the match commissioner. Match commissioner is paid per match. Match coordinator is paid per match. You have the ground coordinator is paid per match. From there, you move to the helpers. The helpers, those who will help the committee stand at the gates, they are also paid per match. Sorry, per day. Those ones are paid per day. And also you have the Red Cross. They are also paid per day. So these are all match expenditures. And as for our qualifier round as of now, our expenditure per match is $7,500. So every 2 games we will spend $15,000.
Only
every day.
Only for expenditure.
Yes, match expenditures. Only for match expenditures. And this must be spent. This must be spent. Just last 3 days, we have refunded the teams. You know, there was a game that was cancelled because of the heavy rains. 4 games could not play. Just yesterday, we give the teams $2,000, and refunded them $8,000 to go and do their match preparation for their next game because of the rain. Unforeseen circumstance is in the rules, and if the match is discontinued based on unforeseen circumstance, SESDO has to make sure that the campaign fees of the teams are returned. And we do all those things. So qualifiers is a comprehensive thing, and people can say whatever they want to say outside. But sports, if you are into it and you will come to understand that what is generated, I think in Serekunda is we can say it is also spent back in it.
So, but with all these expenditures, are you getting something in return? Just to make some maintenance fees and other.
Yes. We are getting, as I said, our target for revenue for the qualifiers every day was 15,000. There is no day that we did not score more than 15,000. We are scoring more than 50,000 every day. 15,000 every day. So we are scoring more than our budget, and then we are also having savings for the qualifiers. So it's a very, very good qualifiers.
Yeah. Finally, before we get rid of the qualifiers, because I know it's very much important. Yes, qualifiers is one thing. The revenue that you made is another thing.
Yeah.
How do you manage to plow back some of these revenues and of course preparing for the big one that is the Nawetan, maybe Super Cup as well.
Yeah, I have a good finance team, and we are always working to make sure that our expenditures, our budget, we stick to it, because that is where we can make savings. In financial management, you have to stick to your budget. That is why anything beyond our budget, we did not spend. And in fact, this year we have a standing order. Anything beyond our budget, auditor has to look at it first before we spend it, to make sure that it is genuine, because we want to make sure that by the end of the qualifiers, we have something in the account. By the end of Nawetan, we have something in the account to do another major development. So this is how we operate SESDO. We strictly work on a budget, and if we meet that budget, we have savings, and if we have savings up to certain amounts, we will transfer it into a structure.
Finally, when is Super Cup? When is Nawetan gonna start?
Nawetan is second week of August.
No specific date.
Super Cup tentatively 10. We are working on the 10th of August. That is the work plan for SESDO. If we cannot do it on the 10th, it will come the following weekend, that is around 15, 16, 17. But we want to do it on the 10th because we want to stick to the calendar. And then we are programming our qualifiers. If we don't have any major problem in the qualifiers, as it ending end of this month, or next 1 week, the following week we will have Super Cup.
All right, that's part one.